Alright guys, Newcastle United and Leeds United have just played out a game which I reckon I could probably watch for probably till I die, to be honest. It was a really good game to watch. In fact, the fact that it only had two goals in it is quite amazing, to be honest. There was something like 40 shots in the entire game, which is incredible. Leeds took the lead through Rafinha, although Rafinha definitely didn't mean to score. He was about 35, 40 yards away from goal on the right hand side, whipped it in with his left foot, and it curls into the bottom corner on the left hand side of the goal. It looked as though Rodrigo was going to run onto it, but he jumped over the ball and let it go in. And by that time, it was far too late for Cardalo to react. And that made it 1-0 to Leeds. And obviously, Newcastle's fans, they became a bit agitated by it. Not agitated, like annoyed by it. And but Newcastle responded to it fairly well. Saint-Maximin was definitely the best player today. He was absolutely amazing. He's a box office footballer, let's be honest. And he is a player who needs to be in the Champions League at that level of a club. And unfortunately, because of the way that Newcastle are run by an absolute prick in Mike Ashley, he's not going to be playing Champions League football for Newcastle. So I personally think he's too talented to be playing for a team that season after season their goal is to stay in the league. And eventually Newcastle fans know this as well as anybody. Newcastle are going to get relegated for the third time in Mike Ashley's their time in charge of the club. It's just inevitable. If you do not fund the club, and when the one time he has paid over £20 million for a player in Joe Linton, they obviously didn't do maybe not the research, but they didn't make the right decision on the right player, because even his form for Hoffenheim before he joined Newcastle, it wasn't spectacular. It was a massive gamble, and it hasn't paid off at all. Newcastle's two best players are quite clearly Saint-Maximin and Miguel Almiron. Both brilliant at bringing the ball forward. However, I did think Matt Ritchie also had a cracking game tonight at left wing back, especially in the first half. But what I will say is, before Saint-Maximin's goal, Leeds were very unlucky not to get a penalty, because I think it was Joe Willock tripped up Dan James just inside the penalty area. Mike Dean ignored it. Mike Dean had an absolute shocker this evening. Not with any. Well, that was the big decision he got wrong. It was a penalty to Leeds, but also there were two times tonight where he got in the way. And why on earth is he in the way? A good referee positions themselves 15 yards away from the ball, roughly. So that way, they're close enough to see what's going on, but they're also not too close, so that if the ball does come their way, they can react and move out of the way. There was a point tonight where the ball is just outside the penalty area, and I think it might have been Isaac Hayden. He could have hit it first time. Mike Dean gets in the way. Mike Dean, he literally shoulder barged Isaac Hayden as he was making a pass to Joe Linton, and the pass was because of the pressure from Mike Dean, it went out for a throw in. It was a poor pass, but it was because of Mike Dean. He's not Premier League standard. He's not a good enough referee to be in the Premier League. And where was I? Oh yeah, Alan Saint-Maximin's goal, absolute quality. As I've already said, he is a brilliant footballer. He picked up the ball just outside the box and took on about 3 or 4 Leeds players, kept going wider and wider at the goal, but he shot when like the keeper didn't really expect him to shoot. The keeper had already expected him to shoot. And because he kept going wider, it looked as though he was going to try and go round the back and then put a cross in, but he took a shot just out of nowhere. And it wasn't like right in the corner or anything. It was quite powerful, low on the ground, and the keeper just didn't react in time. But you can't really blame the keeper. It was just brilliant play by Saint-Maximin. And both sides were absolutely brilliant to watch tonight. It wasn't just Newcastle or just Leeds. They were both brilliant to watch. Junior Firpo missed a sitter just on half time though. Leeds produced a brilliant counter attack. I thought Rafinha, when he had it 1-on-1 with the keeper, he screwed it up a little bit. He took far too much time. And by the time he shot, there were about 3 Newcastle players on the line. It fell to Junior Firpo, and he blazed it way over the bar. Should have done a lot better. But yeah, that made it 1-1 at half time. And in the second half, it was just more of the same, really. I can't really think of many out-and-out chances, though, but it was still a brilliant game to watch. Newcastle fans are clearly wanting Steve Bruce out of the club. I personally feel a little bit sorry for Steve Bruce. I mean, I think he's not a bad manager. I just think he's doing the best with what he's got, really, because what he has got is a team, except from a few players in Almiron, Saint-Maximin, and Callum Wilson, who 50% of the time is injured. It is lacking quality. Joe Willock as well. He's good, but it's not like a lot of the players in that team aren't really Premier League quality, if we're being honest. But I don't think Steve Bruce is doing a particularly great job, but I don't think he's doing a poor job either. Considering that Newcastle's only signing this summer was Joe Willock, and yeah, he is a signing, but it's not really like a signing, is it? Because obviously they've had him since January on loan last season. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.